What's up, Yuga Nation? It's your boy Enzo, and Realme has released quite a number of devices last year. There's the Realme 5 and the Realme 5 Pro, and just a few days ago, the company released the Realme 5i. We know what you guys are thinking. Which of these Realme 5 phones am I going to buy? Well, we're here to help you. Let's start with the display. The 5 and 5i have the same size, measuring at 6.5 inches, while the 5 Pro has a slightly smaller one at 6.2 inches. Despite being the smallest out of the three smartphones, the 5 Pro has the highest resolution, coming with a 2340 by 1080 Full HD panel. All smartphones are equipped with Corning Gorilla Glass protection. The 5i has a Gorilla Glass 3, while the 5 and 5 Pro have 3+. For performance, the 5i and 5 both have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 chipset, while the 5 Pro comes equipped with a Snapdragon 712 processor. Between the two processors, the SD712 is the newer and better one. When it comes to RAM and storage configuration, the 5 Pro comes in 4GB, 6GB, or 8GB of RAM and can be paired with either 64GB or 128GB of storage. Unfortunately, Realme isn't offering the 6GB of RAM option nor the 64GB storage here in the Philippines. As for Realme 5, it's available in 3GB or 4GB of RAM with storage variants of 32GB, 64GB, and 128GB. The Realme 5i, on the other hand, is only available in 3GB of RAM plus 64GB of storage model. Now for the batteries, the 5i and 5 have a 5000 mAh cell, while the 5 Pro comes with a 4035 mAh battery. As for 5 Pro, it supports a 20W VOOC 3.0 flash charge. And as expected, both 5 and 5i supports an outdated micro USB port, while the 5 Pro comes with the USB Type-C one. Now, let's move on to the cameras. The 5i, 5, and 5 Pro all have a quad rear camera setup. The 5i and 5 both have cameras consisting of 12 megapixels primary, 8 megapixels ultra-wide, and 2 megapixels portrait, and the 2 megapixel macro snapper. On the other hand, the 5 Pro sports a 48 megapixels primary shooter, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide, a 2 megapixel portrait, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. For selfies, the 5i has an 8 megapixel shooter, 13 megapixel for the 5, and 16 megapixel for the 5 Pro. When it comes to other features, all three devices have a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner and face unlock capabilities. They all run on Android 9 Pie with Color OS 6 on top. Now that we've broken down all three devices' specs, it's verdict time. If you're under a tight budget but would like to have a phone with 4 cameras, you could go for the 5i or the lowest configuration of the 5, which are both priced at 6,990 pesos. Between the two, however, if larger storage capacity is in your interest, we suggest that you buy the 5i. Comparing the 5i to the second variant of the Realme 5 though, the Realme 5 has a front camera with a higher resolution. If you can stretch your budget a little further, you might want to cop that instead. But if you have a little more room in your budget, the Realme 5 on its highest variant is only priced at 9,990 pesos and is a good value for money entry-level device. On the other hand, however, the base variant of Realme 5 Pro shares the same configuration as the Realme 5's highest variant. If the slightly smaller battery capacity isn't an issue for you, and if you'd like a better processor, higher primary camera resolution, higher front camera resolution, and a USB-C port, then the Realme 5 Pro's base configuration might interest you. However, if you're simply looking for a mid-range device that won't put much of a dent in your pocket, you can go all out and cop the Realme 5 Pro in its highest configuration. But then again, at that point, why not go for the Realme XT? Anyway, I digress. We hope we help you pick the best Realme smartphone for you. So, what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. It's your boy Enzo, and stay safe!